Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel. As you can tell, my voice is still a little rough. My throat has been sore for a few days and I'm probably going to lose my voice because that's what it likes to do. So as long as I still have one, I can still make videos, and I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't have a voice. I guess I'll just do like I'll just have to show you things instead of talking. So today is day 88 of the 100-day project, and it is also another day for Scraptember 2025. In today's video, I am going to knock out a whole bunch of these prompts. If you think you're hearing something funny, that's my tea, that's water that's boiling. Today I am going to make the cover for a journal. That's not on here. Is it? No. But in that cover, I am going to use buttons. I am going to use fabric. I am going to use a file folder, maybe. I am not 100% on that yet. I am going to do some sewing. I am going to probably use some lace. There is some gold in there too, yeah. And what else do we have that will texture? There's no way around it. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and I'm using 12 by 12s. 7 prompts in one project. And this is going to be my cover. How absolutely amazing is this? This is how they would used to take they would take these around to the different stores, these cards, and drop them off there, and then you could purchase the buttons just like that. So I want to cut it in half because it has been folded. So I want to cut it in half and use one half for the front and the other half for the back. And I want to, of course, use this side for the front and then this side for the back. I am missing a couple of buttons, so I've gone through my, I went digging and I found a couple of buttons that would fit there. So that we will be repairing this as well and reinforcing it because it is, of course, oh, come on, button. It's not very sturdy on the back, and as soon as I start cutting this in half, then I'm going to lose these strings that are holding these buttons. So I'm going to have to do something with that to make sure that they don't go anywhere. So that is what we're going to do. And this is the fabric that I want to use as the background on this. I have much more, so if this is not big enough, then I'm just going to grab another piece, because I think I may have to take a piece of cardboard and then cover it and then put this on top of it. I think that would look much nicer. I think this is the front, so it will look kind of like that. Let's fold it in. It'll look somewhat like that. So this will be roughly the size. It'll be a little bit bigger. And let me see how big that is going to be. So this is 10 inches, just a little over 10 inches. About 10 and a half, I think. So 10 and a half by 10.5 by 6.5. So it's going to be a fairly large journal, but let's get started. So the biggest trick for me was to find something that I could cover and that would fit one of these. So I found this old atlas cover. I've pulled the pages out, you can see. So I think I can use the front and the back really nicely to put a journal into. I want to make the spine a little bit wider than this, so I will need some other cardboard as well. I want to make it a probably 1-inch spine so I can put 2 signatures in it. I don't want to make it too thick, because if you make, like if I put a 2-inch spine on here, we get this massive journal. I can do it. I have the supplies to do it. What do you think? Should I just go with a 2-inch spine and 4 signatures? It would be pretty cool. Let's do it. Let's make a giant journal. I'm grabbing my pretty craft mat, and I need my knife. All right, so let's open this up. We're cutting right along the edge on the inside. There we go. So now let's go to outside. Still have this paper in here as well. I'm just going to go to the outside and go right along the edge, right here. There we go. And I can use this in the journal as well. So that's one side. And then let's do the other side as well. It's very easy to find old atlases in thrift stores. There's lots available. I'm just going to leave this on the inside. I don't need it to be there. I will cover it with something different. I tell you that I am part hoarder of craft supplies. I'm not kidding. I knew I had some chipboard somewhere. So I just went looking for it, and I have 3 12 by 12 sheets. So I don't need 3 of them, but I just wanted to show you. So what I am going to do is I'm going to measure this. And this is just shy of 11 1/4. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to draw out 11 1/4, or there, just right in the center of 11 1/4. Right there. So if I draw a line, right there, I'm just going to go over it with my knife, and I'm just going to cut a whole bunch of times very lightly so that I am not breaking the chipboard. And you get a very nice clean line when you do that. Ta-da. So now I want to make this 2 inches. So I'll do the exact same thing. I'll measure 2 inches and 4 inches. And then right here, 2 and 4. And then we'll line the lines up. And right here as well. Yeah, just so I was just looking for my ruler that was in my hand. Whoa. And this is why it was a good thing that I made very light cut, because I just went way off the line. I'm very good at doing that. That's one. And I will go to the second one. And I don't know if you've seen me do the little golden books. It's kind of the same idea. I'm just going to cover the whole thing in fabric as opposed to just the spine. So I have two 2-inch pieces of. So now what I'm going to do is cover this in glue. And I have some glue on my spreader. And yes, I've opened my bottle up so that I can, it'll go a little quicker and I'm not hurting my thumb. I'm just putting a good layer of glue on there, but not very thick. I just want it to be totally covered. We'll just put the other piece on there. And then we'll grab a little bit of masking tape, if I can find it. It's hilarious, I had it just the other day. Where do you think I would have put it? Oh, this is crazy. Okay, I'll just use this tape. This is the, this is paper tape. It's first aid tape. And I actually like it better than masking tape. And it does the exact same thing. It's probably maybe a little stronger than masking tape. And the only reason that I'm putting this on here is so that it will hold the spine together and I don't have to clamp it or anything like that. I'm just sticking this. It's going to stay. I don't have to do anything else with this. Well, I might cut it a little straighter, or yeah, maybe not. It's okay. There's just this edge right here. I know it's going to annoy me, so I'm going to cut it off. I know it will annoy me. Even if you can't see it, I will know it is there. There we go. So 2 inches and 2 inches. It is perfectly straight. Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to move this out of the way. I need as much room as I can get. Here is my fabric. So I need to lay this out flat on here. I have a fairly big table and I can actually make it bigger. That may be my job this weekend. If I am not going to babysit this weekend, I am going to make my table bigger. I'm going to put the leaf in it. So that I have more maneuvering room. I have a fancy new gadget. So let's see if that will do the trick. Okay, so I want about this much space in between. Right there. Yep. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put glue on this. So that I can glue this down onto the fabric. Of course, the glue doesn't want to come out very easily. That's all right. There we go, we got glue. We got takeoff. All right. So I'm spreading this very nicely. I'm going to have to get some more atlases. They make wonderful covers. Just realized that. They're big though. I have a bigger one. I have a full-size atlas too. I don't think I will ever use that cover completely, because that's a lot of, that's a big book. Come on, glue. To make sure that every part is covered so that we're not getting loose pieces of fabric anywhere. There. So I'm going to take my new little fancy gadget right here. And I am just using this right there to have a guide. Oh, ugh. To stick this into. So that'll give me the exact amount of space between the two, between the spine and the back of the journal. Okay. And there was a little bit of glue on this side already, and it decided to stick to the fabric, of course. So now we're going to do the same thing and put glue on this side. And I think I want to cover the inside with the 49 or graphic 45 paper. I think that would be so cool. And I'll have to use 2 different sheets because of course this book is way too big. For one sheet of 12 by 12, I'll have to use a couple. All right. I think I have enough glue. We'll find out. There we go. So this is really the boring part of creating a journal, or of making a journal, is gluing the fabric onto the cover. And there's nothing exciting about this except for once we turn it over and then we actually see something taking shape. Okay, I need my little fancy gadget here again. We'll put it right there against the spine. I need to put this somewhat in place first. And this gives me the exact right spot to put this. But it needs to go on both sides. And I didn't get that. Whoops, I am sorry. So I do want to turn it over for a second, just to make sure that we can, that it is nice and flat in there. Same on this side. There we go. And do the books line up? Yes. Okay, that is lovely. All right, so I'm going to cut this fabric down a little bit because it is pretty big. And I wasn't sure how much I was going to need, so I cut way more than what I would actually need, which is okay. I'll have some fabric scraps. I'm funny. I will not save paper scraps. Just don't do it. But I have lots of fabric scraps because you can do a lot with a little piece of fabric. There. I just don't want it to get too bulky on the under the cover. So I'll have enough to cover the whole spine, but it won't be bulky at all. Okay, turn it around. Was a pencil. I just threw a pencil to the ground. There we go. Let's make sure this is all still nice and flat. And it is. So what I am going to do now is I have this fancy little tool, and it has this little indent. I'm going to move this over a little bit, and I'm going to put this right there. And then I am going to I'll use my zigzag scissors. I have a pencil that I can use on fabric. So I'm going to cut this off right there. And then when I move everything over, it'll cover it really, really nicely. So I'll do the same thing over here. I'm putting this right here. There we go. Now I'm also going to cut right here. And the reason is that way I can cover the spine individually from the back and the front. And that just makes it a little bit easier to get it to look nice. Because I can cut a little bit off, and then it will just cover very nicely in there. I don't need to cut any off. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So the next step is to put glue, yucky, on the bottom here. Come on. I have more glue, but I know there's enough in here. I'll just go both sides. There we go. I'll go top and bottom. I'll just cover them all in glue while I'm at it. That way I don't have to wait anymore. There. So I am just covering this as far as I can. And then I'm pulling taut on here so that it blows very nicely around the bottom. So I'll do the same on this side. And I'll do the same here on the spine. Put some glue on there. We'll just pull this nice and taut, just like that. Pull it over there. There we go. And then pull this in here. That's one side done. Now we're going to fold this over here, and this will fold very nicely inside here, just like that. And then we get some very nice corners. I have corner protectors that will go on it as well, just to make sure that everything is well protected. I'm just holding this on here for a bit again to let the glue come down. Oh, I wanted to get all kinds of stuff done today, and I wanted to go to my favorite thrift store because they were advertising so many stamps, and I wanted to go check it out and see what they had. I never even made it there, so I'm sure there's nothing left there now. So I'm putting a little bit of glue right in here so that it will stick the fabric in there, right there, because I want it to look nice and neat. Let's see, right here. Fold it in and over. There we go. It is attached. It's not going to go anywhere. Let's do that one more time so that it will actually stick. There we go. And I'm just pulling it nice around the edge so that it is nice and smooth. I think we should definitely use this one. And no, I want to use this as a page or as pages. This as well. But I have the 2 pieces of this, and I'm going to cut it in half. So that would be 6, because it is a 12 by 12, right there. And this one as well. We'll cut this part off. There. And then go to 6. And cut this down as well. I think I need to zoom out a little bit there. Now you can see a little bit better. So we'll go like this. And this. And then I'm going to take something different to put across the spine. I may actually use another piece of the fabric. How would that work? I don't think that would work. I think I need to stick with let's use this one. It's too red. That doesn't work. I can take a strip of this, probably. Unless, can I, if I go in? No, that doesn't work. Oh, I know what I can do. I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these right here with this over top. Like that. And then we'll use roughly about this much. Okay. And yes, I should have taken the top off, but I didn't. Not yet, at least. Right. So I'm going to put this underneath, I think. Would that look okay? I think so. And what I can do is I can turn this into pockets on the sides. So I'm going to start with attaching the spine. And we'll once again need some glue. And I need to cut this down to size. So I'm just measuring here how much space I want to have. And I want about that much. So I'm just going to cut a little piece off so that it will fit. And then I'll do the same for the other ones. But I'm just going to use my cutting board. And I'm leveling this out. And then I can put the ruler on here. And just go all the way to the edge of the one that I just cut. Hold it down, and I can go with my knife right along, and they'll all be the same size. There we go. Now I will keep the scraps while I am working on a project. That I do. Okay. goodness, right there. So this is the spine. And if you watched me make my golden book journals, you know that I put like a decorative edge on it. I don't have to do that for this one because it is going to be partially covered by, where did my card go? It's a good thing I'm covering it a bit. Okay, putting glue on here is not that easy. I think I may have to put the glue on this side. There we go. Go. Let's turn it like this for a moment. I want glue on it, but I don't want it to be too much glue that the paper bubbles away. And I know that the scrapbook paper does like to do that. Okay, so now I have it on here and I have it in this, I think I have it in the spot where I want it. I'm just pulling at it a little bit to get it to be more even and more flat. Of course, I got glue on the wrong side because it wouldn't be me if I didn't do something stupid like that. Just attaching it to the fabric, trying to get it to be on there really, really well. So I'm going to also use a little bit of 3-in-1 because that will definitely make the paper stick to the fabric. On this side, because the other paper is going to go over top of it, I need it to be very well attached to the fabric on the spine. Because I don't want it to peel up at all. So I'm going to put some clamps on here and make sure that it stays very nicely attached. There we go. Turn it over. Turn it around. And I will do the same on this side. So I use multiple glues to get a project like this glued down. And I'm going to try not to edit too much out because I think you need to see the process. There we go. So I'm just letting this dry a little bit. I will start moving it though, so that, and kind of scoring it into the fold, because that way, while the paper is wet, it will still move. If I try to do this after it is dried, it will not move as easily. And now it's just nicely moving into the spine. Okay, let's get the other pieces attached. I'm going to try my fast grab. Let's try that and see what happens. There. There we go. Get a good layer of glue on here because this is going to be the bottom. And I'm not going to want to have this peel up at all, because then there'll be a pocket under on top of it. So like I want it attached, and I can't sew through any of this. Just a little bit more. There we go. Let's see if this works for fabric. There we go. Worked very well, actually. Beautiful. I will check in a minute if it's attached or if I need to use some, well, let's just use some of this in the corner. Same on this corner. Oh, that's so much better. I really like this fast grabbing glue. It is doing very well so far. So we'll just hope that it continues to do very well. I'm just smoothing it out so you don't get the crinkles for where there's like a lot of glue in one spot. This way is nice and smooth, and there is a little bit of, like, there's a layer of glue all over the page. Oh, this attached very well, actually, but I'm still going to put a little bit of 3-in-1 in there, right there as well. It grabbed it for sure. This attached. I am not messing with that. So we need these pieces right here, and they are going to be pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round the corners here. Oops. Right there. Right there. They're going to be nice big pockets, actually. We'll just use this. And all we have to do is go around the, oh, I should probably ink this. So just ink it with some vintage photo. Glue this down. There we go. And I'm just going to line this up, oops, right here with the two papers. And they should be pretty much leveled up. Thankfully this glue dries clear, because it just seeped out, and that was not what I wanted, but it will be very well attached. Oh, I love this. I love this already so much. Very, very happy with what it looks like, and I haven't even put signatures in it yet. I think I saved this paper for the exact right project. Look how beautiful that looks. So we'll do the same with this side. I have to ink around it. And I love, this is probably going to be the first journal where I am using, for the majority, vintage paper. Except for, of course, the front and back cover inside. But the papers in the signatures will be all vintage and antique pages. To dig in here for a moment again so that there's no glue residue left that is going to slow it down. This goes right here, right there, and we'll just rub it down into place. Just very gently put it in its place. And there will be some seepage, which is okay. It is going to dry clear. You won't be able to see it at all. Oh my goodness. Oops, moved. So there we go. We have the front and back cover for the sewing journal complete. So this is, I got a little bit of glue on the back side, but that is okay. It's okay because we're going to cover it with these. So lovely. So lovely. So I will cut like round corners on here, and I'll make this straight and make all of that happen. But yeah, this is what it is going to look like. I'll probably put lace underneath it. I can go to town on this. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you will get a notification to tell you that I am going to be working on the next project for the sewing journal, or any other project that I'm working on. But I am very excited to do this, and I hope you are excited to watch me work on this. This is definitely a challenge, and it is going to be so much fun to do. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button as well, because how can you not like this, right? Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.